He cheated. He abused. He refused to support his own kids. And when I gave him one last chance to walk away peacefully, he laughed in my face. Years later, he's still paying the price. And no, he's not just paying child support. I took his future. I took his pride. And I took his 401k. If you've ever been underestimated, manipulated, or pushed to your breaking point, this story is for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for one of the most soul-satisfying revenge stories you'll hear today. When our first child was born, I did what so many mothers have done. I gave up my career, my independence, and the life I had built to become a full-time mom. I didn't want to, but my husband made it clear, stay home or suffer the consequences. So I stayed. And with each passing year, the man I married slowly became someone I didn't recognize. By the time our second child was 2 years old, I discovered he was having an affair. And I wish I could say the affair was the worst part. But it wasn't. Not even close. He wasn't just cheating. He was controlling. He was verbally abusive, emotionally manipulative, and when he was angry enough, physically violent. But the moment that broke everything, the moment I knew I had to get out, was the day he turned his anger on our firstborn. That was it. I threw him out of the house. That was back in 2012. But leaving wasn't the end of the story. It was the start of a war. I had no job, no family support, no way to pay for daycare. And he made it his mission to make sure I stayed down. He refused to give me a single cent, told me, and I quote, "The courts haven't ordered me to give you a dime." He went to the bank, lied to them, and got my accounts frozen. Then, when I finally filed for divorce and asked the courts for support, he assaulted me. Still, I fought. I waited. I did everything by the book. 6 months after I kicked him out, the judge finally ordered him to pay $2,562 a month in child and spousal support. He ignored that too until they garnished his wages. By then, he was already $6,000 behind. I used that to get permission to move out of state to start fresh. A year after the divorce, I remarried. Now, this is important. In the divorce papers, there's a small checkbox that says spousal support ends upon remarriage. That box was left blank. So I assumed I was still legally entitled to that support during the first year of my new marriage. I could have filed for a share of his retirement account right then. But I didn't. Instead, I decided to leave it alone. I figured, fine, I'll just keep that 1 year of spousal support, around $12,000, and call it even. I was trying to be fair. But he wasn't done trying to hurt me. In 2017, 5 years after our separation, he filed for sole custody of the kids, completely out of nowhere. That's when he found out I had remarried during that first year of support. He was furious. Told the court I had cheated him. Demanded I repay the $12,000 in spousal support. I reminded him of our agreement. I had taken that money instead of going after his retirement. But he didn't care. He wanted to win. He wanted to punish me. The judge agreed that I had to pay it back, but then increased the child support amount to balance it out. In the end, I got $20 more per month than before. He basically paid himself back, just through me. And as part of the deal, he dropped the custody battle in exchange for 2 extra weeks with the kids in summer. But that wasn't the end. Not for me. His games pushed me to the edge. So I did what I should have done years earlier. I filed to split his retirement account. And that is when things really got messy. He refused to cooperate. Dragged it out for 4 years. He ignored court orders. Missed paperwork. Lied. Delayed. The court sanctioned him. Ordered him to pay me an additional $600 a month on top of child support. He was even found in contempt of court. And finally, in May of 2021, I got the disbursement. I had assumed it would be maybe $12,000, same as the spousal support. That's why I had been willing to let it go before. But when the amount landed in my account, my jaw dropped. It was 4 times what I thought it would be. If he had just let me keep that 1 year of spousal support, none of this would have happened. If he hadn't tried to take my kids from me out of spite, he'd still have his retirement. But he played stupid games. And he won stupid prizes. To top it all off, Just months before the disbursement, he proposed his new girlfriend. And just months after it hit my account, she emailed me. She told me it was my fault he wouldn't marry her, that I had stolen his money. I reminded her that I had given him a choice, that I tried to be fair, that he chose war instead of peace. She said she shouldn't have to sign a prenup. I told her that maybe, if she wanted to marry someone with any assets left, she should have picked a man who didn't try to destroy the mother of his children. I didn't ask to be financially dependent on him. I didn't ask for abuse, betrayal, or struggle. All I ever wanted was fairness for me and for our kids. And in the end, fairness is what I got. He wanted control. He lost everything. He tried to cheat me out of support. He ended up paying double. He tried to take my children. He got 2 extra weeks in the summer. He tried to ruin my life. But in the end, I took back my power. And I took his 401k. Sometimes justice doesn't come right away. Sometimes you have to fight. You have to wait. But when it comes, it is so worth it. Don't let people convince you that standing up for yourself makes you bitter. It makes you brave. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen someone get? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories just like this, because karma always finds a way.